A dramatic police chase rocked Los Angeles on Sunday evening, October 5th. The chase involved the Los Angeles Police Department and a white sedan carrying a suspect wanted for assault with a deadly weapon. The beginning of the chase. The chase began in downtown Los Angeles. As officers pursued him furiously, the suspect immediately displayed erratic behavior, running multiple red lights and swerving through traffic. The driver displayed extreme desperation, occasionally driving on the wrong side of the road to avoid capture. Speeds fluctuated constantly, making the chase unpredictable for officers and the public. The route of the freeway. The sedan led police onto the 110 freeway, then transferred to the 105 freeway, beginning a long journey through the city. In a bizarre twist, the car was briefly seen entering a tunnel leading to the Los Angeles International Airport drop-off area before turning toward Westchester. The chase came to a dramatic end in South Los Angeles near 24th Street and Hill Avenue. As the suspect slowed down, the passenger suddenly opened the door and fled on foot, sparking a separate chase. Final arrest. Officers responded immediately. While some pursued the fleeing passenger, others surrounded the vehicle. They quickly pulled the driver from the vehicle and placed him in handcuffs. The coordinated effort resulted in a swift arrest, with the passenger taken into custody just 5 minutes after he had run away. Both suspects were successfully apprehended, safely bringing this chaotic, high-stakes chase to a close.
Camry. This has been going on for about a half an hour. To our knowledge, that's when we found out about it a little before 5:45 this evening. Traveling through Inglewood, up and down the 110, Exposition Park, the 10 freeway, and now here we are getting some distance away from LAX, eastbound on the 105, going by SoFi Stadium at some point soon on the left as they travel through Inglewood, once again going the opposite direction.
Right, and these officers are not letting up because according to LAPD, these suspects are armed and dangerous. They're suspects wanted for assault with a deadly weapon. That is the first. That was the first thing that we heard from LAPD.
We were talking about the football game. The Chargers' loss at SoFi Stadium ended about 2 hours ago, and the Chargers lost. So you imagine there's not a lot of tailgating, post-game tailgating happening. Those fans not very happy, and so hopefully it looks like much of this traffic has cleared out, fewer people around, and that is a good thing. You don't want to see a lot of crowds here, and you don't want to see a driver put in, you know, we see when they hit traffic, they get desperate.
Right.
And they'll drive on the shoulder, they'll get off the road and put pedestrians and other drivers at risk, and that is not the case right now. It looks like driving at speed again, once again, on the 105 with more than a half dozen LAPD units in pursuit. And this continues on now. Now it looks like might be picking up speed once again.
Yeah, and this started, with a very serious manner. These LAPD officers pursuing this driver for assault with a deadly weapon. So very, very serious here. Someone who is two people inside that car who are armed and dangerous. But as we saw from Air 7, that passenger rolling down the window, holding what appeared to look like a yellow balloon and almost looking like they were taking selfies or recording the patrol cars behind them, even maybe patrolling
traffic. In between the lanes, we have people pulling over to the shoulder to get out of the way of law enforcement, and this driver slowly navigating what is now an empty lane, but not for long. We see these two lanes of traffic. We see left-hand lane are pulling over to the side, the right-hand lane alternative. We should all be pretty thankful for that at this point.
Yeah, we're thankful traffic is light and the suspects are not driving haphazardly. They're driving within the flow of traffic, even though pursuit is still inherently dangerous. I just wanted to add, I think, Sophia, I called you Sophia. Sorry, but I know it's Sophie. Sorry,
That's okay, Bruce.
Sophia.
All good. I think I called you Bill a couple weeks ago, Bruce. So it's all.
A lot of different things.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering about fuel too. I mean, again, this is a driver who's being pretty cautious.
Or at this point, we will continue to stream our coverage.
Not get in front of that car, even though it was almost stopped at times. And I think maybe as a viewer, it can be frustrating to not see law enforcement get in front of this car. You know what?
You know, it's frustrating that they're just that they're avoiding the inevitable at this point of a slow speed pursuit. Just end it right now. Keep yourself and everyone around you safe, but it's just not happening.
And it can get frustrating in these parts too, because it feels as though it's easy to get away. There's a lot working against officers in this area. Oh, it looks like they're slowing down here.
Yeah, the LAPD pursuing officer looks like they've been trying to do something. This guy is going to bail and try and get away. And now officer on foot trying to get this car door open. The passenger has now fled. Officers looks like breaking the window of the driver's side and getting this guy out. He hands up, and we see officers now in pursuit on foot of the passenger. You can see that officer's finger is not on the trigger of the gun, now holstered on the ground, and this guy will shortly, with a balloon still in his mouth, a purple balloon still in this guy's mouth as he's being tackled, and we see that officer just rip it out of his mouth and kind of throw it away. Looks like there might be some bias. Yeah, we see people on foot. The officers trying to get these people, members of the public, away from this scene, which can turn volatile. It looks like the car has been cleared, and they wait to check the trunk, and we're curious what has happened to that passenger. Very crowded situation, whether something's happening here, some kind of gathering on the street, where that passenger went to. That really ended quickly. So if it looked like they were blocked in, they weren't going anywhere. Those cars, I think, are parked on the roadway. And so that is the driver being led away in handcuffs.
And we saw other officers, we saw that passenger immediately run out of the car and other officers go after him. But it does look like this is a very congested area. There might be something almost like an event going on in this area. So many people, so many cars. And we saw, again, a lot of people take out their phones and try to record what was happening here. And officers telling them to get away because, again, this started because LAPD officers believe that these people were armed and dangerous.
Yeah, and you wonder how much help, if any, that officers would have gotten from this crowd. You don't know what kind of gathering it is. I see some kind of vintage cars, whether that is part of this, but it looks like this is some kind of street festival, whether these cars are driving or whether they're parked on the road. Here you have a gathering in the middle of this intersection, and now there go the officers still running. So still, is that him? Nope.
Oh, no.
I mean, there are more officers running. We just don't know where the passenger is. It looks like a large gathering of officers have tracked that person to this point, whether they're blocking off traffic. So it looks like they believe they have this person locked into this area, and now it's a matter of figuring out who it was, or if we're just not seeing the person in custody somewhere. But the fact that they're lining up like this leads me to believe they believe they have this passenger hemmed in to this particular block. Whether that's the case, we await, but they are organizing some kind of plan and trying to find where this person and suss out where they may have gone to.
And it was probably very difficult for them, considering how many people were gathered in the street at the intersections there. So many cars, so many people, and we saw that person have they put their hood up and ran out.
Right, and with a lot of people in the roadway, it might serve as a hazard to hamper that passenger's getaway. Is there something under this tree? You know, I just don't know whether they're arresting this person and they're kind of shielding, or they're going to move in now, in formation, down the road as these officers are attempting to find this passenger, it looks like, who fled from a vehicle